I'm not gonna lie, I thought the beginning of this episode was kind of weird, because it starts out with the koala chimera ant talking about his past life. He was a hitman, he's full of regret and guilt, okay? He feels like he made the same mistakes and he didn't believe in the soul, but now that he died and his soul was reassembled into another body, now he believes in the soul and the power of those particles being distributed and then coming back to reassemble himself. The thing that makes it confusing for me is that I don't know if what the koala is saying is going to be incredibly important later on in the story, so making it a point of foreshadowing, or if it's just an explanation as to why Kite was able to come back the way that he did. You know, well, although technically she's now a she, but you know what I mean. And even if that's the case, didn't Gin say in the previous episode that Kite being able to come back had to do with his slot machine? That one of these numbers somehow activates when he really doesn't want to die? So my question is, does Kite coming back relate to what Gin said, or what the koala is talking about, the soul reassembling in another body? It could be both. I think that's the more intelligent answer. Call me crazy, but even though Kite has the girl's body that the koala shot, that's not necessarily the girl. In fact, we know that's Kite, right? So wouldn't the koala be better off actually apologizing or talking to the actual girl who may be in some other body, like inside of another ant? Unless that ant is dead, then that sucks. Anyway, Gon comes in and apologizes for the right thing, because remember, Gin told him, you better apologize right, you know, for the things that you messed up on. Don't apologize for him dying. So Gon doesn't apologize. He doesn't say, Kite, I'm sorry that you died because of me. He said, I'm sorry that I wasn't strong enough to fight alongside you. And the conclusion is that they both have to get stronger, they both need more training, and they kind of part ways. And then obviously Gin has already left the conference room, leaving a little tree note. I'm surprised he didn't leave a panda. In fact, you know what? Once Gon reaches the top of the world tree, there's gonna be a fucking panda there waiting for him. That part in the opening where we see Gin standing on top of a tree actually makes sense now. By the way, did I mention that the placing of the music in this episode was great? There's a pretty cool 3D shot of Gon when he sees the tree for the first time. The breeze hits his hair, and then Alluka and Killua are in the background. That was really nice. And it's basically Gon and Killua just saying thank you and goodbye for the last portion of the episode. And it's really emotional because they even put on like the reason, like the ending 3 music. Da 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 da. Tomorrow you won't have any friends. Doo doo doo. And in terms of what the future holds, I thought it was really cool because, like, for Gon, his main goal from the start was to find Gin. And then I thought to myself, well, now that he's found him, what's next? But just because he's found him doesn't mean that Gin is gonna fucking stay around, right? He's gonna keep moving. And he's probably going to be testing Gon over and over to try and find him. So it's going to be like this constant search for him. And in so doing that, like, he's going to get stronger. And for Killua, I like it because in the beginning, he didn't have a goal. I mean, he stuck around with Gon because he wanted to be his friend. So that kind of became his goal. But now it's like, oh, now I have somebody that I need to protect. Somebody that needs my protection. And it's not just one person. It's both Nanika and Alluka. So I like that. That was a really good development for Killua. Because I believe this is the first time ever since they met that they parted ways willingly. Like, there was this one mini arc where, like, you know, Killua was being held under house arrest. The flashbacks that they put in the ending, it gets you kind of emotional because it's like, that's their relationship. And before that, Killua never really had any friends. And as with any friendship, it's healthy to give yourself and the other person some distance so that you can grow by yourself. And then you'll be better people when you meet again. And Gon even apologizes for what he said when he was about to fight Pizza to Killua. But, you know, they kind of make it like comical. You know, it's like, oh, like poking fun of both of them. And it doesn't have to be serious because you have to remember, they're still little kids, you know? It's not like, oh, we need to have this mature conversation about how you treated me, Gon. As an anime-only watcher, this was kind of a bittersweet ending or penultimate episode because it's not really the ending, and yet it is. Does that make sense? It's like, it's not the ending because you know the story continues and you can read the manga, but at the same time it's like, when are we really going to see the ending of this story? If, you know, hiatuses keep happening, the anime just gives you such a better feel for the atmosphere and the character interaction that I don't think you can get from the manga. Not to mention the action. I mean, P2 versus Gon and Netero versus the King are some of the best fights. Story-wise and visually, they're some of the best fights I've seen in anime. Next week is the final episode of the anime. Make sure you subscribe to get that final review from me. Leave me a thumbs up if you appreciate the video. That helps out a lot. And, well, until next time, tell me your thoughts about this penultimate episode. Thanks, guys. Bye.